Who's actually getting value out of a professional-grade desktop scanner? And who would be better off putting their money toward a cheaper flatbed or a high-capacity sheet-fed unit? If you're sitting at a reception desk, a small legal practice, or a boutique accounting firm, the answer can be surprisingly specific. And if you're just looking for a one-off occasional scan of a photo or 2 pages of receipts, you might be paying for features you'll never use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started digging into the Fujitsu Fi7260, the thing that kept popping up was the phrase, light workloads. That's a clue you can't ignore. This isn't a monster designed for a mailroom that shreds 2,000 sheets an hour. It's a front office flatbed that promises day in day out reliability for the kind of scanning a small team does. Think a handful of contracts, client intake forms, and occasional batches of invoices. The first hesitation I felt was the price tag. It sits higher than a typical consumer flatbed, but the promise is that you're buying into Fujitsu's industry-leading image quality and paper handling tech that keeps jams at a minimum. Let's talk about the day-to-day. Imagine you run a boutique law office with 2 attorneys and a paralegal. Each morning you receive a stack of client documents, some stapled, some loose, and a few multi-page PDFs that need to be uploaded into a case management system. With the Fi7260, you can lay the stack on the flatbed, hit the PaperStream ClickScan button, and the software automatically detects the edges, corrects orientation, and saves each page as a searchable PDF. The Duplex capability means you get both sides in one pass, which is a real time saver when dealing with contracts that are printed double-sided. The software integration is another practical win. Fujitsu bundles PaperStream ClickScan, which isn't just a glorified scanner driver. It talks straight to ECM platforms via Twain, ISIS, and even Kofax VRS. In a real-world scenario, that means you can push scanned files directly into SharePoint, DocAware, or any other document management system without manually renaming or reformatting. For offices that have already invested in such workflows, the Fi7260 becomes a plug-and-play node, reducing the IT babysitting time that often eats into the scanner's supposed efficiency. Now, who should skip this? If you run a high-volume mailroom where you're pulling hundreds of sheets every hour, the Fi7260's throughput becomes a bottleneck. It doesn't have the massive automatic document feeder, ADF, of a production scanner, and the flatbed approach, while precise, forces you to load each sheet or batch manually. For a busy clinic that scans patient intake forms nonstop, you'd be better off with a dedicated ADF unit that can handle 50-plus pages per minute without stopping. Likewise, if you're a freelancer who only needs to digitize occasional receipts or old photos, a lower-priced consumer flatbed will give you the same image quality for a fraction of the cost. On the strength side, the image quality is genuinely impressive. Fujitsu's industry-leading claim isn't marketing fluff. The scanner captures fine details, clean edges, and consistent color reproduction, which matters when you're dealing with contracts that have watermarks or legal signatures that need to be legible in a PDF. The paper handling tech is another hidden advantage. I've read enough reports about flatbeds that jam on a single sticky note or a crumpled edge, and the Fi7260's feeding mechanism is designed to reduce those hiccups. In practice, that translates to fewer interruptions for the office staff and lower labor costs associated with clearing jams. The weaknesses are more about what the scanner doesn't do. First, the speed. Even though it's a professional model, the Duplex scan rate hovers around 25 pages per minute, respectable for a desktop unit, but not enough for a bulk digitization project. Second, the lack of an ADF means you can't just toss a stack of 200 pages in and walk away. You'll need to load them in manageable groups, which can be tedious if your workflow isn't set up for batch scanning. Finally, the price point. While you're paying for reliability and integration, the cost sits in a range where a mid-tier consumer scanner can sometimes offer similar resolution, albeit with less robust software support. So, how does the value break down? If you're a small office that already uses an ECM system, the Fi7260's seamless integration and low jam operation can actually save you time and money in the long run. The price becomes an investment in smoother processes. If you're a solo entrepreneur with a handful of receipts to digitize each month, the extra cost doesn't make sense. A budget-friendly flatbed will do the job just fine. And if you're a large organization with high-volume scanning needs, you'll likely exceed the Fi7260's capacity, making a larger production scanner a better fit. To sum up, the Fujitsu Fi7260 is a well-rounded solution for front office environments that need reliable, high-quality duplex scans and tight integration with document management workflows, without the need for massive throughput. It shines when you value jam-free operation and software that talks directly to your existing systems. It falls